I should start a timer. Timer for 5 minutes. All right, welcome everyone. I got 5 minutes to do two live demos on either tethering or conference Wi-Fi. So we're gonna see if this works. Last year, if anyone was in Vancouver, I talked about Poutine, which is an open source tool to secure your build pipelines. So this is kind of a follow up to that. So today I'm going to be talking about bagel and smoked meat. I figured I didn't have a choice to be talking about these projects over here. And who knows what I'm going to talk about next year. If there's any bets, you can post them on Discord or Slack. Okay, so two tools in 5 minutes. Bagel is a cross-platform CLI tool to find secrets, especially on developer laptops. So all the Shai Hulud stuff, right? NPM, post-install script, finds Docker Hub credentials and things spread. You can find these secrets first and then get rid of them. So it's pretty fast. So Bagel is made so that it takes usually under a minute on a developer laptop, even with a lot of junk on it. And so I'm running it right here. I think on this laptop, it's probably going to take like 15. So you see a bunch of AWS credentials and some demo credentials I have. You can also use it to scrub. But what I like is to send the output to a JSON file you could read with OS Query, like with Fleet, for example. So you can create a policy and tell your developers, hey, you got a AWS secret you got to clean up on your laptop, or you could hook that up to your IDP to even prevent them from doing SSO while they have that. And Bagel is in brew. Okay, the second one is smoked meat, and the reason that it's made by Boost Security, which is a local company in Montreal. I'm an advisor to Boost. I'm not an employee, and it's open source. And the thing is, explaining CI/CD security can be hard because a lot of people don't have that much experience with it in general. I mean, especially in security teams. And so it's easier to just show people how it works. So Poutine was a scanner to find issues, and smoked meat is the metasploit to that, right? We want to exploit build pipelines. You can use smoked meat. So there's a CTF organization on GitHub called YUL. If you've watched Silicon Valley, you're gonna know why. And I'm gonna show you how to install smoked meat and then start compromising YUL. Don't do any of this on an org that you are not authorized to run stuff on because you will get in trouble. So I'm just doing a git clone. I'm starting it. You need Docker installed and running. And the only cheat here is I've pre-cached the Docker images because I didn't know what the Wi-Fi situation was going to be like. And you're going to see it starts a reverse Cloudflare tunnel to my laptop so I can compromise something from my laptop, even though there's like NAT and all of that. So it takes about 15, 20 seconds to start. It'll take maybe a minute if you don't have the Docker containers. And you can do this. You can run along if you want. Now it's asking me for a GitHub token. It does support 1Password, which is really nice. So I'm going to open up my stickies right here. Not crazy enough to open 1Password up during a conference. And I'm just going to say OP read, right? Because remember, I'm not putting a pat in my clear text files because Bagel is going to warn me about that. So it's got my token. I'm going to specify my target org. So YUL. So now what it's doing is it's looking at all the public repos, looking for GitHub actions that might have vulnerabilities. What you see on the left is the list of repos. The resolution on the projector is a little low, so you don't see all the detail. And on the right, the menu, you see the vulnerabilities ordered from the most likely to succeed to least. And so as you can see, I only see public repos, but on the right, I have a bash injection vulnerability. So if I hit one, you can configure this and change it, but if I just hit enter, by the way, if you're not authorized, don't do this. I would never advocate for crime. So I'm going to hit enter. So what it's going to do is it will go to GitHub. It will create a GitHub comment and exploit that comment injection vulnerability. So I'm just going to hit O. That's going to open the actual GitHub issue it just created. As you can see, it did it with my name, so I'd be in real trouble if I wasn't authorized. And as you can see, it's doing command injection, specifying curl command right here. And that points to my laptop through that Cloudflare repo that we just started before. So if I can find my window again, it should eventually succeed. It did. So we have a loot stash now. And the loot stash is I got credentials that GitHub action had access to. And there's one right here. And if I hit P for pivot, now I'm logged in. You can see on the top, I'm logged in with that private token and not just the public read path I had. And you just saw appear a couple private repos. And so now what I could do is I could say deep analyze, and it's going to rescan all of these repos and try to find more. And if you do this, there's a CTF here. You'll find like it's connected to GCP and all that. There's a bunch of stuff that you can do, and you can just run graph if you want to see a representation of what we have access to now. And if I'd shown it to you before, you would not have seen the public ones, the private ones, I mean. And so on that, my 5 minutes is up. So I want to thank François at Blue Security. Some of you might know François Proux and Alexis Moret-Fortin, who are the principal maintainers for Bagel and smokedmeat. You can follow me on Mastodon. I'm going to post the links on Slack and Discord. Again, don't do this where you're not authorized, but do it where you're authorized, because if you don't run it where you're authorized, you will get in trouble. The threat actors, they're all using these techniques. Team PCP especially, they're doing like pwn requests and all that like all day. So finally, we have a tool to convince people who don't understand that these vulnerabilities are real that they are. Thank you.